Today we finish our journey through the chakras and we're up to the crown. Hi, my name is Lynn, and today you're going to learn about the crown chakra. Now the crown chakra is located at the top of our heads. It is connected to the cosmos and the pineal gland. And the body associations with it are the physical top of our heads, as well as our brains. Some oils that we could use to balance and support this chakra are lavender, violet, frankincense, and there's really no supportive food. Rather, it's fasting. So if you want to balance and support the crown, you'd want to fast. The theme of this chakra is the right to know, and we see that expressed in the higher vibration, the positive archetype of the sage, and in the lower, the egoist. So the sage is a little bit different. If you'll remember, in the third eye chakra, we met the wise elder. And the wise elder has come a long way, is sitting in a position of power, but he is still in his physical garb, okay? The sage has transcended. So with the sage, we are totally neutral. We are observers. And we're really in that space of non-attachment. Okay, so this is sage energy. So you can see there's a little bit of difference. There's an ascension that has taken place from, taking you out of the physical and into pure spirit here with the sage. So this non-attachment sage, very objective, very neutral, and without judgment, totally non-judging. Whatever was, whatever is, whatever will be, right? That type of energy. So the egoist, that lower vibration, is that part of self that is still concerned with the physical embodiment, okay? And this could look like attachments. It could be a mentality of needing to control or needing to possess, and it's really about the struggle of giving up the attachment. What happens when we give up our attachments? Really, when you stand back and give it a think, when we give up our attachments, we're really giving up a definition of self. And we're trusting that we don't need the labels. We no longer need them. We no longer need to judge. We're beyond. But for the egoist, that's scary, right? It's scary. If I give up all my attachments, if I give up all that need to control, label, and judge, then who am I? So, there's that jump back into and the grabbing of, the labels and the judgments, and let's put all the attachments back so I don't lose myself. But see, that's not your true self. That's just a physical container. Your true self is the sage. So that's what we're working with here in the crown chakra. Some other things I want to mention as we're wrapping up this series. We talked a little bit about the lower and then the higher chakras, and the heart being kind of our connector. But as above, so below. So you'll find that each of the upper chakras has a lower component. And so you could almost take it as just looking at the chakras, the high vibe and the low vibe, okay, or the spiritual and the grounded. So if you could pair up the chakras, we would see that the throat, okay, has a similar vibe, one being more spiritual and the other being more grounded, and that would be throat and root. Okay, so those two make a pair. There is some association, but one is really rooted and grounded in the physical, and one is the higher expression, right? So we're operating at two different levels. A grounded here in the physical and a upper more in the spiritual. So then the third eye would correspond with the sacral. So that makes sense, right? So the third eye with all that yummy feeling of the second chakra. And the crown would correspond with our solar plexus. And isn't that interesting? Because we were just talking about the sage and the egoist. And if we look, it's kind of interesting to see that the solar plexus is all about our right to express and to achieve and to manifest, right, our self-direction in physical form. And the crown chakra is all about our right to be, you know, and it's higher, you know, not concerned with the physical anymore, but rather our true self, the right to be our true spiritual selves. So I wanted to mention that because sometimes there are occasions where maybe you have a little energy block in a lower chakra, and once you clear it, you might notice that your upper corresponding chakra starts operating a little bit differently as well. So they're kind of, connected, and it gets a little complicated, but there is that component to it. And the other thing I wanted to say was that with the chakras, you know, it's important to learn how to manage them and to learn how to clean and cleanse. But I want to talk about, you know, all of this energetic healing that can be done. And I absolutely love energy healing. I am a practitioner of energy healing, and it is a wonderful tool. But now let's take another perspective on this. You can clear away all of the stagnant or negative energy in a chakra. But it's kind of like taking a pill and expecting the injury to go away. I mean that sometimes there's more than just a little negative energy. There's a wounding. And when I talk about wounding, it means there was a trauma. Something happened that left an imprint, and there's healing that needs to take place there. So we can clear the chakras all day long and give it that energy healing, but until you address the wounding that's there, you're not going to ever completely heal it, okay? So you have to understand that although energy healing is wonderful and does great things, sometimes the symptoms, which is, you know, negative energy, sluggish energy, energy blocks, may reappear in the same chakra, and it's merely because the source, the root of it, hasn't been totally healed yet. And that is a process, and it's a process you have to be committed to and journey through. So that's, you know, a little bit more insight into the chakras and kind of energetically how it works. I thank you for joining me in this series. If you'd like to learn more, please do visit my website at lynnzambrano.com and peruse my blog. Thank you.